Okay, so doing some neck mobilisation. If we are stiff and painful in the neck back here, sometimes it can be tightness in here. So if we're spending a lot of time on a phone, iPad, computer, car, writing, if you've got small children that you're leaning over, if you've got pets that you're leaning over, this forward rotation all the time is going to cause, if there's a burning sensation, it's likely that this line here is all overstretched because this here is really tight. So we want to try and open that up. The nice exercise to do is dumbwaiter. So elbows are into the waist, palms are flat up. I don't really like the name dumbwaiter. I think it's quite offensive actually, because waiters are not dumb. Tangent. So from here, squeeze the shoulder blades together, keeping the elbows in as you go out wide. And then slowly bring that all the way back in. So this is really nice, just to open up the chest, ease some of that tension that could be happening in at the back of your neck and across the shoulders. So once you've done that a few times, I'm just going to turn around. So thinking about the posture and the alignment of your head. So if your head is here all the time or here all the time, there's lots of pulling going on back here. So we need to bring the head up. And we want to think of having the ear over the shoulder. So that means that our chin is going to be tucked in slightly, and thinking about lengthening up through the crown of the head. And that's going to help create length into the neck as well, because otherwise, if you're down here, everything compresses. So if you lengthen up through the crown of the head with the chin slightly tucked in, that allows the back of the skull to come up and gets the back of your neck here good and long. So we want to think about trying to pull that in, and that might mean that you get that that might mean that you get a bit of a double chin. It's better having a slight double chin than it is having a really sore neck. Another good exercise to do for chest area, using a tennis ball, popping it into the hollow where your shoulder meets. So if you move your arm around and just pop your fingers in there, you'll feel a bit where it goes, there's a bit of space. If you dig your fingers in, you might find that it feels a wee bit uncomfortable. There might be some pressure points in there. So you take your tennis ball and hold the tennis ball with one hand, hold with the other, and just gently rub up and down, back and forward, do small circles. Now make sure that you can take big deep breaths in and out here. So if you're pressing so hard and it's, oh my god, this is so tough, it's never going to relax, it's never going to release. So you want enough pressure that you're getting a little bit of work, but not so much that you'd really hate yourself. So you're just rolling around on there. Maybe take one hand away and do some circles while you're doing that, moving the arm in and out, still rolling tennis ball, and then obviously do the same thing to the other side. Another thing that's really useful to have is get 2 tennis balls and put them inside a sports sock and tie them in, so it makes this little peanut shape thing. And what we can do with this is we come to lying down, we pop this into the back of the neck, and then we can just lie here with the back of the neck rested in onto the 2 tennis balls stuck together. You can buy little peanut shaped things that are made out of firm foam from physio shops, but a good alternative is if you've got a couple of tennis balls or a couple of lacrosse balls. Lacrosse balls obviously a lot harder than a tennis ball, so sometimes can feel a little bit more painful. Now the good thing about this peanut is you can use it at any point in your spine, so you can start at the base of the skull, lift your head, take it down a little bit, let the head drop back, pick it up, go down the spine a little bit and let the head drop back. Other movements that you can do to help release the neck. So chin slightly tucked in, keeping the chin slightly tucked in, turning to look over one shoulder. Notice how the neck feels, turn it through to the other side and bring it through. and just gently turning from side to side. So this time when you get to your end point, I want you just to release back very slightly. Take a big deep breath in, and as you breathe out, turn the head a little bit more, trying to use the exhale to release. When we get a nice, smooth, slow, long exhale, the body can really relax into it. So sometimes when there's tension being held there, that you can't get past there, if you just release it slightly, inhale, and then as you exhale, that can sometimes just let it go. And doing the same thing to the other side. So inhale at the centre, exhale, turn the head to just before it feels like it's starting to pull. Inhale, and then exhale, take a little bit more of a turn, and then bring the head back into the centre. Taking the chin down into the chest, so we're using the weight of the head to let the head drop forwards, and then starting to lift the chin. Now as you're lifting the chin, what we don't want to do is let the head drop off the back of the shoulders like this, because that can be really uncomfortable. It doesn't feel nice in the throat. So from here, if we just lift the chin so that we're opening the throat, if you imagine that the skull is sitting on top of the spine like this, we want it to slide back and forward, and the spine not to do too much movement, just while we're trying to get some release in. So if you're tight in the front of the throat, this can feel really nice. And sometimes pulling the jaw up a little bit higher, so giving yourself a big underbite, that can create more of a length into the muscles in the front of the neck. Another really nice thing to do, and just using the weight of your head. So again, back to the chin being slightly tucked in, let the head drop to the side. So you're using the weight of your head to create this length in the neck. To increase this length, take the arm away and just reach the arm out a little bit further. You could even go to placing the hand onto the head, so not pulling the head, just letting the weight of the hand rest on. Obviously, if this is enough and that feels intense, don't add your hand, and don't even add this extra arm in, just go here. Big deep breath, slow breath out, let it relax. If it feels like you need a little bit more, the weight of your hands just rested on, arm reaching away. So you're trying to let that ear drop towards the shoulder. Now depending on the length of your neck, your ear may never get anywhere near your shoulder, but don't bring it up here just so that it meets. That's not the aim of the game. The aim of the game is to get the length in the side of the neck, bringing that up, and then just same thing to the other side. So pause at the centre, make sure the chin is slightly tucked in. Exhale, take the head over, let it rest. Options for hands there, hands on top of the head. Releasing it down, bringing it back up. So another thing that you can do when you let your head drop over, if you're here and here and you still feel like you want a little bit more, all you're doing, you're keeping your face exactly where it is, but your eyes, your gaze is going to drop down to the floor. So just that tiny movement of your eyes gazing down to the floor, you might even feel a little bit more of a stretch into the side of the neck. So before you come out of this one, you bring your eyes back to the centre, and then release and release, and then doing the same thing on the other side. Another really nice one to do, turning the head, chin onto the shoulder, and drawing a semicircle with your chin across the top of the chest, across those collarbones, and up to the other sides. So maybe you inhale here and exhale as you go down and across, and then inhale as you come up, and exhale as you come down and across. And then shoulder rolls. Shoulder rolls, really good for helping ease up all tension that you've got in the front of the shoulders, back of the shoulders, top of the shoulders, and the neck. Everything there is connected. Crunch, crunch, click, click, click. It's like snap, crackle and pop have moved into my shoulders. So that's just a few little mobilisations that you can do to ease out any neck pain. So give them a go and let me know how you got on with them.